Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel of James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are also listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into your selection. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? There's a lot. Cards come out the way they come out, I guess, but like... Okay. There's a lot. A lot. Except for the Oracle cards. There's 4 of those, but that's fine. Yeah, half the deck out otherwise. Alright. It's not that much, but... what's currently happening? Great question. Unbelievable experience. Unbelievable? Why do we say that? Even though Sag is open to a lot, and can be very like, okay, that's worth a shot type feeling. Whatever's currently happening is not something you would normally do. This is even outside your norm, whatever that means. There's been, I keep getting like, it's almost like when I'm looking at the history of this, it's kind of like, this is my house. And maybe I have a lot of different options with my house, and I do this with my house, I do that with my house, I do this with my house. And it's almost like all of a sudden, this is an analogy only, so I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I had an opportunity to sell my house, I sold it, and now I'm living in a camper going from RV park to RV park. It's kind of something like I wasn't planning on it, I wasn't thinking about it, and then all of a sudden, well, here I am, I'm doing it. Sag is very, open to things, but, like, it's like that. I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening. It's an analogy. But whatever's going on here, I'm just kind of like, I love my house. I love making my house, building my house, doing things with it, and all of a sudden I got a really good offer for it, and then I went into this whole different way of living, which is completely different. It's one of those things where I move forward quickly, but it's going to create a big change, a big lifestyle change. There's a big lifestyle change coming. You got the Death card and the World card coming in. The Death card's down here too. A whole new way of living is coming in for you. A whole new way of living. So, if I'm going to use a different analogy, this is almost like having a job, and it's kind of like maybe you didn't used to work in the office, and now not only am I working in an office, I'm working at one like an hour away from me. But for some reason, I'm just like, this is what I'm going to do, and I've decided this is what's going to happen. It's a huge change. It's just a huge change coming in. But I feel like this is one of those changes where it's like, this change is going to get me something that I very much want, therefore I will do it. I don't think I'm letting myself stop myself. What do we mean by that? Like, there's whatever's going on here, I feel like there's a lot that you love about it. This is too important to you. You're like, nope, this is what I want. This is what's going to happen. It may take me 1 hour one way to get to this office, but it's going to give me so many benefits. It's going to give me what I want. It's going to allow me this. It's going to allow me that. You're also Sag, so it's kind of like what this office is next to. Opportunity, I can make a lot of things happen for me. I may leave my house at 6 in the morning. I may not get back until 9, 10 o'clock at night. But what I'm doing in between those hours, this is what I want. This is getting me what I want. So like, this isn't something like you're trapped in. This is something I feel like you're choosing. And I feel like you and the people around you are actually quite shocked at what you're doing. You and the people around you are shocked. You're even shocking yourself, which is not a bad thing. It's one of those things where, yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing that either, but here I am. This is fine. I feel like this door is going to open any second. Is there anything else I'm supposed to add? Because we got more cards to go in. It's kind of blowing me away that there's a lot of cards, but we went through a lot of them already, and it's only like 5 minutes in. Seven of Cups, possibilities, and I do feel like there's something here where other people are really uncomfortable with the choices you're making. You're Sag. You can take care of yourself. Other people are going to be very bothered. Kind of like, what's going on, Sag? You feeling all right? What happened? Like, what's going on? People are going to be really nervous for you. Mostly because they love you and they don't understand. They just flat out don't understand. But you got this. You're all right. Just something to be aware of. I know that it doesn't make it okay, but it's coming from a place of love where people are like, what are you doing? I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm not trying to say that, but it may help you position yourself to where it doesn't like make you really upset. Because it's kind of like, I feel like my knee-jerk reaction is like, you don't think I can take care of myself? I can take care of myself. That's not where this is coming from. People are just really like, this is really even out of the norm for you even. Why are you doing this? They're trying to put 1 and 2 together to understand how 3 happened. 1, 2, what? How did you get, what's going on? Just to be aware of it. I feel like they're saying just be aware that that's going to be coming at you so you can be kind of prepared for it, how you want to handle that. It's not meant to be a negative thing, but I feel like it doesn't feel good when it comes towards me. They are saying when you start stepping into your next layer, to find things that ground the situation for you. This is on your terms. Like, for some signs, like, grounding things are like, I do this at this time, I do this at this time. That's not really your thing. But it's almost like, I would say grounding in this sense, maybe for Sag, is not so much like a timetable of like, this is what happens at this time, blah, 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 blah. More, it would be like, I make sure that I have X amount of dollars saved to the side for this. When my paycheck comes in, X goes to this account, X goes to this account. And then I can do what I want with what's left, and I just make sure I don't touch these other accounts, so that way when those bills come up, they're taken care of. So that might be how you're grounding it. Does that make sense? It's almost like if you're like, it's almost like saying you're planning meals for the week. You're making sure that these are the, like, maybe there's 10 different meals you could have throughout the week. You have bought all the stuff for 10 different meals throughout the 7-day week for dinner or whatever. And it's saying you're making sure that you make one of those 10 meals every day. Not that you have to make this meal this day or that meal that day, but you like, out of the 10 things, I'm going to make one of these 10 things. And that's how I'm grounding it, to make sure I have enough food so that I don't, leave myself shorthanded at some point. I make sure that, like, okay, this one day I was going to make spaghetti and meatballs. This other day I was going to make chicken pot pie. This other day I was going to make scallops, whatever. So you're just, okay, everything for the scallop meal, I'm doing that today. Everything for this spaghetti meal, I'm doing, and you're just, whatever day you want to do it, but that may be the grounding to make sure you keep the meals together. You're just sliding it around what day you're actually going to have them. It depends on you. Something like that, where like you're creating some version of stability, but not like overwhelming, suffocating stability. Because as this situation comes forward, there's going to be certain things that are going to be kind of all over the place. And I get, like, there's conflicts here, there's working through things, there's moving around things, there's things making things work for you. So it's almost like keeping your finances where you need to, keeping an eye on it, only allowing X amount of being, like, it's like, for like lunch, if you like have a lunch allowance, X amount of dollars per week for lunch. When it gets to the later part of the week, if you found out, like, it's Thursday and I have $2 left, ooh. Okay, now I have to find a different alternative. Maybe I need to bring something from home, or maybe I'm going to skip lunch that day. It's up to you, whatever works for you. And then it's like, I have to go back and reevaluate, how did I get to this spot? I have to make sure I don't overspend. Same thing with groceries. Like, I'm making sure I'm just not eating things willy-nilly and just like picking and choosing what I want and having a lot of waste. I'm making sure I have this much, I used this for this dinner this day. I put that in the freezer because I wasn't going to use it, and I knew I wasn't going to eat it in the next couple days. So after I was done with dinner, I packed it up, I put it in the freezer, and I made that a habit. When dinner was done and I packed it away, I put it in the freezer because I was pretty sure I wasn't going to get to it again in the next couple days. So instead of it going bad and I have to throw it out, I have it in the freezer when I do want it. I'd rather have it frozen so I can randomly get it when I want than have it go to spoilage and then I have to spend extra money to make up for that. Stuff like that. A lot of it's going to come in. There's a lot going on here. There's just finding ways that stabilize the situation for you. This is not about other people. This is about you. That wouldn't work for everybody, but you're not everybody. You're you. Remember that. Because other people are going to hear. I feel like if you start explaining what you're doing, other people are going to give you pushback. Like, you can't do that. Yes, you can. It's your business. It wouldn't work for them, but you're not them. Remember that. Because I keep getting that too from the side. Don't. You don't have to do anything. I don't want to do the don't thing. Be aware of other people trying to control the situation for you. This isn't going to work. No. I don't want to keep saying don't, but I keep doing it. Empower yourself, control it yourself. Put a distance between you and other people who want to control you in these situations. Make it really difficult for them to do that. I don't know. I keep getting that. Make it difficult for them to even have the ability to do that. Just make it really challenging for them. It's the easiest way to solve that. This situation is going to have to evolve and change as it moves forward. I almost thought that was the moon card twice, but it's not. It's the moon card, and then it's the star card, and then we got the 10 of Wands. Things are going to ebb and flow. It's just like the base pieces you have to set up for yourself to ground the situation. It's like what makes sense to you. And you might have to edit and evolve and change as you go forward, but that's your business. Like, so I have X amount a week for lunch, and then you're finding, that's not enough. So I'm going to put more money in that account or in that allowance. I'm going to allow myself X amount more, and then I'm going to take it out of like this other account or whatever I was using it for. Maybe I have 2 or 3. Maybe I have this. Say you're one of those people that has 5 different accounts for social media, not social media. What do you call it? Streaming services. Maybe you have 5 different streaming services, and you're like, you know what? I don't need all 5 of those because as it is, I'm on the road for 10 hours a week as it is, and when I get home at the end of the night, I don't really have time to watch all those things anyway. I like some of it on the weekends, but even then I'm catching up on things I couldn't do during the week. So instead of having those 5 streaming services, I'm going to bring it down to 2, and I'm going to reallocate some of that money into my lunch money instead. That's your business. You decide. This isn't for other people to decide. This is for you to decide. Make sure that it's in your control. Make it uncomfortable for other people. This should be an adventure for you. Enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy it. This is why I keep getting that. Put people at a distance. Make it difficult for them to get in your way. It makes it easier for you to enjoy this. If it makes it really difficult for them to even see what you're doing, it just makes this easier for you to enjoy what you're doing. Be aware of that in this situation. People are going to want to control you. Just make it difficult for them. And, just make it difficult for them. I don't know. However you need to do that. Whatever looks right for you. I keep getting like physical distance, or just making it to where I put things all over the place, so then they're trying to put together the puzzle and they don't even know where I put the puzzle pieces. If that's what you got to do to make it easier on you, then do that. That's what I get. Just might want to keep a list for yourself where you put all your puzzle pieces, if that's how you're doing it, though. This situation, once it sorts out and once people step back and leave you to do what you need to do, sooner or later it seems like they're naturally going to do that as it is. But we don't have to wait for it to happen. We can kind of encourage it to happen sooner rather than later, where they just kind of get out of your way. Before you know it, things are going to be very comfortable for you again. You're going to like it again. Things are going to go well for you. Sure, this was something out of the ordinary. Sure, people didn't understand it. They don't need to. This just needs to be for you. You need to be happy with it. This needs to be in your control. Put some distance between you and whoever's trying to control you. And then sooner or later, it will get back to the point where everything's good and they're just accepting that you clearly know what you're doing because you're succeeding with it. They don't understand it. They don't need to understand it. This is a really good ending, by the way. Things do get to this point again where you're very happy and comfortable, but the change is really throwing other people off, and it's just, overall energy is like, even though the change is throwing other people off, we don't need to let their discomfort become your discomfort. I think that's the overall message here. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.